Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Tech Check. Before we begin, here's a word from our sponsor.
Today's sponsor is Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. It has creation tools that allows you to create and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. Anchor also distributes your podcast for you on multiple platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can make money with no minimum listenership, and everything is in one place to create a podcast. Download Anchor on the App Store or Play Store, or you can go to anchor.fm to create your podcast today. All right, guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Tech Check. We found some interesting news that was surfacing all over Twitter. So, Vinay, you want to tell us more of what happened? What happened?
Yeah, as you guys have may heard, the Twitter hack has occurred yesterday. Basically, what happened was there were a bunch of Twitter hackers, and what they would do is they would sort of hack into these celebrities' accounts. And these are big celebrities such as Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Joe Biden, Mr. Beast, Barack Obama, a bunch of celebrities, and they'd use their platform to put like a Bitcoin ad where it revolves around saying, you give me 1,000 Bitcoin and I'll give you 2,000 Bitcoin. And they just use these celebrities' platforms to get some money. And over the process, they made 120K or over 120K.
Dang, that's actually,
All right.
I don't know how people fell for that, honestly.
I mean, if you think about it, there are a lot of people who are pretty gullible on the internet. And I mean, considering that it's coming from such, well-renowned personas, it is easy to believe that they might actually do something like this. I mean, this is something along the lines that Mr. Beast would do,
Yeah,
considering his
but like for all the other ones, like even Mr. Beast, like it's not something where you'd have to give them money. It's like they would just give you their money if they really wanted to give back. There'd be no reason for you to give them money and then them giving double back. That doesn't make any sense.
That's true. But I
I
mean,
mean,
since these people, all these personas exist in a realm above everybody else, and we're at the point in society where they're almost alienated because of that, and we don't know how well, the average user on Twitter wouldn't know what their life is actually like, which might have impacted, how they looked upon these posts compared to how, not as big, if someone not as big had posted it. So, yeah.
I'm still surprised how they literally pulled off a classic RuneScape scam. Oh my god.
I
Give
mean,
give me 1,000 and I'll give you 2,000. Classic
I
RuneScape
mean,
scams.
it's a significant impact on social media in general, especially Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the rep that comes from this hack, they're definitely going to have to improve their security, and they might lose a decent following because of this whole scam thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
not only Twitter, like all the other social media have to up their security.
Of course, I mean, if like Instagram or Facebook or any other social media platforms don't increase their security as well, they might also get a bad rep in the fact that, there are big hackers going around and these massive scams being pulled off. Well, we need to increase our if we don't increase our security, then bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, I believe you guys have heard, but Target a few years ago, what happened was there was a scam that happened where a bunch of compromised customers' credit cards were stolen, and obviously they lost revenue for the first month. But after that, I feel like they really upped their security and bounced back. And I see the same coming for Twitter.
I mean, on the same note of the fact that other social media platforms will have to increase their security, that Target situation also applied to other stores. I mean, as a cashier at Walmart, I mean, we're gone. through there's scams. We're gone through training, to be aware of these scams and that sort of stuff, and to avoid um, scenarios where people's credit card information gets stolen, that sort of stuff. So, I mean, on that same note, other social media platforms are going to increase their security, just like how other companies increase their security with the whole Target scam all those years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they have to like, because if it happened to Twitter, like what can stop the hackers from doing it on other social media? Like you never know if they're gonna
Exactly, and that's going to be the
target
thought
other.
process of most users, most social media users, and it's probably going to dictate how they're, going to go forward in the future with social media platforms.
It's
Hmm.
still pretty funny though.
I mean,
1,000 for
yeah,
2,000. It's
So
just
people
honestly
are
like
so gullible.
I know, like people like actually like have to be that gullible. Like it's probably the same people that fall for like telemarketing scams, but like whatever.
I
The
mean,
hackers made
telemarketers still exist today because they were. So,
exactly, yeah. Like it's it's just hilarious to see like how this all unfolded on Twitter. It
Dude,
only
it's so
like lasted
crazy,
for like an
bro. It's
hour too.
crazy.
yeah,
Dude,
I mean, making 120K in an hour, that not only speaks to the amount of the massive following that these massive personas have, but also speaks to, well, again, how gullible people can be if they don't pay attention to what's actually happening. I
Yeah.
mean, imagine following multiple of these personas and you see this almost the same exact message appear on two Instagram accounts and you pay for both of them.
Hmm.
I mean, there's got to be a bell, ringing somewhere where you're kind of sussed out, right?
Exactly. I mean, even on one of them, just because. I mean, like
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, also I heard like Twitter was gonna like possibly launch like a subscription option, and I don't know how this like scamming. Like they're probably not gonna launch it now because of this whole scam. There's just no way they
Yeah.
should launch it.
Yeah. Imagine launching a subscription option after being scammed. I mean, to users, that's going to be literally telling users, hey, we have a not so secure system here that you're currently using. Do you want to pay for it? I mean, no, of course not. Who would want to pay for it?
Hmm.
yeah, not to mention like a bunch of users. I mean, I'm not sure if this is accurate or not, but Apple and Jeff Bezos took down their Twitter. So I don't know if this is permanent or temporary because of the scam to check, if they lost anything. But
Hmm.
that's crazy, right? Like I feel like more and more users could possibly um run away from Twitter.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna like move away from Twitter. Like, I feel like they might have just taken it down temporarily just because they didn't want like part of their like image to be hurt and also just like people to fall for this scam because like it only lasted for like about an hour and then the whole thing like stopped, so they probably like will put their accounts back up on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, probably you just talked about how it might be in order to help, other users. I mean, that's definitely
Hmm.
massive. I mean, they might have just taken down their accounts, so just in case any similar hackers do a similar sort of scam, or the same
Hmm.
hackers redo their scam, they don't want to they don't want to subject their followers to the same uh, scam that already happened, right? So
Exactly.
that's probably that could be that's a massive reason for why they might have taken down their accounts. Also,
No,
for the fact that if the hackers can get into their account, there's also the possibility of leaking some personal information, which that never ends well.
I mean,
Not to mention, I find it really interesting how the hackers actually got access to all of these celebrities. There was a report that a Twitter admin's credentials were sold on the black market, which is probably how the hackers got access to them. And then using the
mhm,
Twitter credentials, they were able to go into all these celebrities' Twitter accounts without really having much passwords or barriers to go through.
dang, yeah. I mean, for that to be like that easy, it's just really bad for Twitter.
I mean, at that point, I'm not even sure if it's Twitter's fault. I mean, that's just people selling the personal information with, as an admin, you're not supposed to be giving away the, your information and that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah,
So,
but
I
it's
mean,
a
at
Twitter
that point,
admin.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's still a big oof for Twitter just because it was a Twitter
yeah,
admin.
Twitter is definitely going to take the backlash from it, from but based off of that rumor and how it was, because of a Twitter admin's details being sold on the black market, I'm not sure how much at fault they really are.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, this whole Twitter thing was like whack. Yo, anything else you got,
Yeah.
Ethan and I?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard, but TikTok is possibly getting banned. Thoughts on that?
Dude, TikTok, bro. I don't know. Like, I love the memes on TikTok and everything, but the dances just need to go away. But like, honestly, as a whole, I don't want TikTok to get banned just because it's a good way to pass time and lots of funny videos.
Yeah, I mean, the banning of TikTok is definitely going to have a massive impact politically, and well, in the political scheme of things, the cultural scheme of things, and even um, on the business side of things, because, well, politically, the whole controversy with China spying on people using TikTok, culturally, because of how invested Gen Z and kids our age are. Well, and actually, not even Gen Z. A good amount of other generations are also pretty invested due to quarantine and everything. And then
Yeah.
business wise, the loss of TikTok is going to open a massive market space because of the not cliche, niche market that TikTok currently holds.
Hmm.
So it's definitely going to have a massive impact. I'm not sure. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna like create this
yeah.
void.
I mean, the only one of the only peoples I can only the one of the only group of people I can see benefiting from the loss of TikTok is entrepreneurs who can possibly recreate
Hmm.
form
Yeah.
another version of TikTok. I mean, being able to create another version of TikTok with similar aspects would possibly recapture that the market that is now lost due to the disappearance of TikTok, and they could actually make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
possibility.
so it is. It is definitely a possibility. However, remember how Flappy Bird was super, super popular like years ago, and how I believe the App Store had to take it down because it was too addictive. Pretty sure you guys
Yeah,
Uh,
heard that.
something along the lines
it
of
was
that.
something along. I thought it was something along the lines of the owner of Flappy Bird not wanting all the attention, or something like that. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah, essentially what happened was people couldn't download it anymore, and a lot of people had it. It was super famous. Basically, the TikTok back then, um, from its popularity, and a lot of developers have created a lot of like rip off Flappy Birds, and I don't think it was as successful as the original one for sure, or even got close to it.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, you really can't like improve in a game that was already so simple because it's literally just like you tap to make a bird like go up. So it's just like you can't like any other game that you try to make replicating it would just immediately be seen as a rip off and not like as interesting because it's not the original.
that's a good point, but there's also the fact that I mean, again, Flybird's a very simplistic game, easy to copy, easy to make ripoffs off of, and that sort of stuff. But it's also important to keep in mind that TikTok is a very niche social media app, which can take a long time to make, especially if you want to capitalize on the market that TikTok has. So, honestly, I don't see a lot of people making TikTok ripoffs. And even if they did, I don't see it, doing well unless they're able to add something new to it that actually makes the app better in a way.
Yeah, they'd have to. I mean, one thing they could do is just like work on the issues that TikTok had, and I mean, yeah, they'd have to add something that makes it like not look like a ripoff, but at least like makes people like want to use it because it reminds them of TikTok. But it's kind of hard to do.
There's also the topic of market space. Again, like I said before, the business side of TikTok. Considering the loss of TikTok, we don't, there's going to be a lot of market space left over for other social media platforms to capitalize on. How do you
Mm-hmm.
think? How do you guys think that other social media platforms are going to actually respond to TikTok being removed from the market?
Honestly, I don't think they're gonna like do much because there's really nothing they can do since TikTok is, like you said, like a very niche app. It's just they're just trying to they're just gonna try to get like more people from like TikTok to use their apps. Honestly, like TikTok is really compatible with like Snapchat and Instagram because you can post directly like onto Snapchat and Instagram. So I don't think like there's gonna be much change in social media apps if TikTok gets banned.
Yeah, I totally agree with the statement you said. I think that these social media platforms such as YouTube or Snapchat or any other social media platform might copy what TikTok sort of did. For example, YouTube copied Snapchat stories and kind of like used it on their platform. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Snapchat could very well maybe try to implement the dances or like the small videos into their platform.
I mean, I don't know. Like Snapchat, like technically you could already do it like right now because you can send minute-long snaps and there's filters and some voice filters and stuff like that. But like TikTok is not just only that. It's just like the amount of editing that you can do and like all of the like the whole sound library that you can use just really
No,
makes it like unique to TikTok because I don't think Snapchat can include it or else that's
However,
just
Instagram could use it too, right?
I mean,
not
Instagram,
really.
Instagram's more of just like posting about like your life, I guess, if you know what I mean. It's not really,
Yeah,
or like meme pages, but it's not really for short videos because it's not something where you just like easily, I don't know, like I don't think Instagram could really replicate TikTok that well. It's just too different of a
hon-
style.
yeah, no, I don't really see that happening. I mean, all I can really see that will happen is YouTube. I know it's not really social media, but it's the only group of people that can really see capitalizing on this. All I really see, I see YouTube like people making short skits like Vines or TikToks, and then making a compilation out of those to give a
Hmm.
TikTok sort of feel, like a nostalgic sort of feel for TikTok. But
Hmm.
I don't really see how it would work in terms of Instagram or Snapchat or anything really, because you're not going to get that same sort of feel that TikTok had.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really unique like social media app, like it didn't really share like that many general like I don't know like stuff with other social media apps. Like, you know, it was just pretty unique on its own.
Yeah, no, I only really again, like I said before, I only really see YouTube somewhat capitalizing from this. I feel like just the loss of market space is just going to cause general amounts of growth,
Mhm.
but I mean that's pretty normal to expect when there's a increase in market space. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, this whole Twitter thing and TikTok 2020 is wilding, bro.
yeah, no,
Social media is gonna be
literally just in the last
crazy.
yeah, literally just the last month is going to have a massive impact on social media and how they progress in the future. Well, maybe not
Hmm.
massive, but it's going to have a significant impact.
Yeah,
Twitter's whole the breach of the Twitter security system is going to definitely cause an increase in security in general for all these social media apps. And then there's the idea of TikTok getting banned and how other companies are going to respond to that. So, um, all right, I guess that's it from us. If you guys have anything you want to tell us, whether it's based off of today's podcast or recommendations for the future, that sort of stuff, you could just let us know on any of our social media, or fill out our Google form or something along those lines. But in the end, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.